Welcome back. Well, Elon Musk has exposed corruption in Washington. Part 7 of the Twitter files now reveals how the intelligence community pressured news and social media outlets to discredit evidence of influence peddling from Hunter Biden on the Biden laptop. This despite the FBI knowing the truth for nearly a year before the Post story dropped. Independent writer Michael Schellenberger reporting throughout 2020, the FBI was repeatedly warning Twitter that stories about Hunter's laptop was a, quote, Russian hack and leak operation. They knew otherwise because they had the laptop since October of 2019. FBI agent Elvis Chan also emailed Twitter's head of security a trove of documents just one day before the Post story came out. Joining me right now is the chairman-elect of the House Oversight Committee. He will be the chairman of this committee and have subpoena power in the new Congress. Kentucky Congressman James Comer is here. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. I know you have a lot of important work that you are focused on. What does this latest tranche of the Twitter expose mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. More evidence of wrongdoing. You know, in the beginning, I thought that there were probably 2 or 3 rogue employees who were orchestrating this cover-up of the Hunter Biden laptop story. But now we know the FBI had a division of at least 80 agents. We also know that the FBI paid Twitter over $3 million for their time, all the time they took over the past couple of years in telling them who to suppress, who to ban. You know, it's just things that the government has no role in. The FBI was never granted the authority to create any type of disinformation task force that policed the social media sites. Now, this we know with Twitter. We've heard similar stories from Zuckerberg. Who knows what went on at YouTube and Google? This is an agency that's out of control. And the most frustrating thing for me right now, Maria, is the fact that in this omnibus bill, there's increased funding for the FBI plus a $1.75 billion headquarters facility for the FBI. We need to halt everything with the FBI, all funding, until they come forward and explain to Congress exactly what they were doing, why they were doing it, and who gave them the authority to do it.
That is just extraordinary that there is all of that money earmarked for the FBI, despite all of this wrongdoing and evidence of collusion. I don't know why your colleagues in the Senate are going along with this omnibus bill, weakening you right before you take the gavel.
It does. I mean, the one thing that we have the ability to do is stop the spending. Stop the spending. And, you know, we need an FBI. We really do. But this FBI is out of control. It's doing things that Congress never granted it the authority to do. In no way, shape, or form should the government be in the business of censoring free speech, whether that be liberal speech or conservative speech. That's just something the government shouldn't do. But to dedicate a whole task force of at least 80 employees to do nothing but communicate with social media sites and telling them what stories to suppress, who to ban. It's just wrong. It's a gross misuse of taxpayer dollars. It's a violation of the Constitution. And to think that as we speak, the Senate's sitting here giving them more money for the next 12 months, tying our hands and our ability to get the FBI in front of the committee. You know, one way we could get the FBI in front of the committee really quickly is say, we're not giving you a penny until you all come down here and explain to us what this task force was, why you told Twitter to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story when you knew darn well it was true. And the Senate is counter to everything that we're trying to do in the House from an oversight standpoint right now, especially with respect to the FBI.
That is just horrible. Who are the senators that are agreeing to this? Mitch McConnell? Who else?
Well, we've got Richard Shelby, we've got Portman, you know, and ironically, Maria, a lot of these senators are going out of office. They're not even going to be in Congress in 10 days. This is something that should be punted until the first of the year. We've got a lot of questions. Look at what's going on at the southern border. You know, we're not holding anyone accountable from a budgetary standpoint with the crisis at the border. We're not holding anyone accountable at the debacle at the National Institute for Health and the CDC for all the bad decisions they made and all the money they wasted during COVID. And here we are with the FBI, an agency that's clearly out of control. No one in Congress, even the liberals, would say that the FBI has any business in censoring free speech.
Well, this is one more piece of evidence that Senate Republicans are working against the American people. There is no other way to look at it. They continue to go along with their Democrat colleagues and vote for this spending, and then they complain that inflation is at 40-year highs. But I got to go back to something that you said a moment ago, which is something that Dagan brought up earlier, and this is this idea that the FBI was paying Twitter. OK, I know that the FBI and the DOJ pays human sources to do their work. They paid spies during the Russia collusion story, that whole made up story that Trump colluded with Russia. They paid old spies to entrap Trump officials. What did they do here with Twitter? Why is the FBI paying Twitter? That is outrageous.
According to the last Twitter dump, the FBI was spending so much time with Twitter executives every 2 weeks, having meetings that lasted for hours, telling them what stories to suppress, what looked like disinformation, who to ban from Twitter. I mean, things that the FBI has no business doing. They reimbursed them for their time, over $3 million over a 2-year period. That's just Twitter. We don't know how much they paid Facebook, Google, YouTube, or the other social media platforms. 80 employees, that's roughly $12 million in salary and benefits dedicated to policing social media sites. Are you kidding me? At a time when crime is out of control, human trafficking is out of control, we have a crisis of fentanyl. We have a crisis of shoplifting. The crime rate in these cities is higher than it's been in my adult lifetime. And the FBI's focus on policing social media sites, this is a gross misuse of the taxpayer dollars.
And another thing that the Senate Republicans are doing is agreeing to no money to the border. The president is asking for, what, $3.5 billion to go to expand the housing of migrants. That's not supporting border agents. That's just supporting a continued chaotic situation at the border. And your colleagues in the Senate are agreeing to that.
Yeah, that's so bad. I mean, we talked about these crises throughout the midterm elections. Many of these senators who campaigned on standing up and holding the Biden administration accountable, securing the border, they have the opportunity to make a difference now, to try to rein this administration in. And they're giving the Democrats more authority. They're increasing their spending. We have no idea how much we've spent on the border in housing, in Medicaid, in food and shelter, in public education, in increased law enforcement. All of this is a huge expense on the taxpayers, while nothing's happening on the border other than more immigrants are flooding across the border. The Senate should draw a line in the sand with the spending bill and say no more spending until you come in front of Congress and explain to us how you're going to secure the border. We need a military presence down there. We need to give the Border Patrol agents the authority to do their jobs.
Well, we will be calling all of those Senate Republicans to answer to the American people. We want to know why they're doing this. Congressman, I know you're also planning to investigate the origins of COVID-19 and the administration's war on American energy. I spoke with the chairman and CEO of Chevron yesterday, Mike Wirth. He joined me on this program. Here's what he said about ESG policies. Watch.
The energy system is massive. The solutions will require technology that can scale, human ingenuity that can scale, capital markets that can scale investment into a wider range of technologies that will ensure reliable supply into the future and also a lower carbon supply into the future. But it won't happen quickly. It will occur over decades. And I think the discussion that we engage in is beginning to reflect a greater recognition of those realities.
Congressman, I really am struck by the hypocritical nature of this administration and these money managers who say, no, we can't invest in fossil fuels, but we're perfectly fine investing in communist China. And we're perfectly fine funding the expansion of communist China, who at some point might come right back against the United States with those very companies tied to the CCP military.
That's a perfect example of the hypocrisy of the Biden administration. Remember, the Democrats on the Oversight Committee had that CEO in front of the Oversight Committee and asked him if he would pledge to cut production right before gas prices started going up. The Democrats are wrong on energy policy. This Green New Deal dream that they have will never work out. Hopefully the American consumers are seeing what Democrat policies look like, whether it be energy policy or border policy. We can't continue to go down this direction. That's why the Senate Republicans have to draw a line in the sand in the next 24 hours on the budget.
Yep, Congressman, we're going to be watching your work, and we will certainly keep a spotlight on it. Thank you, sir.